This is the capitalistic era. So capital therefore equals money, which is why the United States dollar is the current reserve currency of the world. And we've had other currencies in the past. For example, gold. Gold used to be the currency of the world. You would move gold around, and that determined how much money your country was allowed to have in their economy. But now it's the American dollar. So we have seashells, cattle, grain, women and slaves, drugs, oil, bronze, which we're currently looking at right now, and gold and American dollars. This shows us why some of these were actually really, really good forms of currency or money or capital in their time versus other periods. For example, seashells. Seashells used to be a currency, especially along the oceanic tribes, and they would use seashells to trade with each other, and they would use it as a form of currency. But it is not universally accepted, so clearly we don't have seashells anymore, and it really didn't last beyond the oceanic tribes. Stored value, very low. Very, very mobile, so it has this category. And the availability was low, the rarity was low. Moving over, let's skip these two. These two were not great categories, but beyond here, we start seeing higher and middle levels. So, for example, the United States did use slaves as a form of currency. Yes, they would use money, but they would be moving slaves around as a form of currency so that they could then use the slaves to extract the resources, whether it's farm the fields or mine the ground. And slaves were not very mobile. Slaves were not very available because what if that slave died? Then you have to wait for a new kid to be born into slavery so that you could bring that kid up and then eventually use them as a slave. So this is actually going to be used in prison drugs. Think cigarettes, right? Cigarettes in prison is a form of currency. They don't have money. They use cigarettes to transfer, even like rare things such as ramen, right? Cigarettes in prison, we could change this middle category from rarity to high because cigarettes are illegal in prisons. Actually, don't quote me on that. I'm not certain. I'm just guessing. But I know for sure, based on TV shows I've seen, I'm really thinking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. I don't know if that's literally accurate, but it's NBC. And they said ramen was illegal, and its illegality allowed the rarity to go up. It allowed it to be high.